Hey, parents of teen drivers, Seth Smiley here with another edition from the Parents of Teen Drivers Facebook group. So today we're going to be talking about brain injuries. So I just got off the phone with a gentleman from the National Brain Injury Institute. They're a company out of Houston, Texas. But it got me thinking and, learning more and more and more information. And this is something that hopefully no parent ever has to go through or ever has to deal with. But it actually happens a lot more than we think. And so what happens pretty much in any auto accident, usually auto accidents are rear end collisions. If you're being hit from the rear end and you go forward and the seatbelt catches you, then your head whips and it comes back, right? And if you get T-boned, your head goes in different various ways. And regardless, when that motion of your head whipping back and forth goes, your brain is sitting in liquid inside of your head, and then it hits the front of your skull, boom, and that's where that brain injury comes in. And the front of your skull is smooth on this side, but on the inside of it, it actually has ridges and ripples and various things that can actually cause damage to the front part of the brain. A lot of the symptoms don't show up right away. They are symptoms that can, be blurred vision, memory loss, different ways that people think about how they handle themselves in day-to-day conversation. And so it could be temper, mood changes, various things like that. And so they don't always manifest right away. And so we always talk about with regards to personal injury and whiplash, like some of those injuries with soft tissue in the neck injuries don't show up for a couple weeks. Some of these brain injuries don't show up for months or even years. And so when you have a young brain that is not fully developed, you want to be looking for these types of things so much, and you want to be getting your child examined to make sure that they aren't showing symptoms of something that could potentially be stopped or fixed early on before it balloons into something that's going to be way worse. So having in another aspect of this is that these tests and these examinations are extremely expensive. And so you want to make sure you have the right type of insurance in place that's going to make sure that you and your family are covered, because if some yahoo hits you who has no insurance or hits your child while they're driving, they have no insurance, then you have to rely on your uninsured motorist. If they only have a state minimum policy or something very low, then it needs to fall over in to make sure that you have good health insurance and that you have good auto insurance. And so if anybody ever has any questions on what type of insurance they need or they have or whatever, please DM me and I will happily go over your policy with you. You can just send me the declarations page and I can talk to you about it. I'm not always saying you need to have maxed out of everything, but if your kid gets in a wreck and they start showing symptoms of having some sort of, and it's not always a concussion, it's just various things that can show up, and you want to make sure that you get them examined and you get them checked out so that it doesn't balloon into something that's way worse. So it really got me thinking. I was on the phone with this guy about a potential case that we have, not involving a teen, but it got me thinking about what this, from a day-to-day perspective as a parent, what y'all need to be looking out for if your teen ever comes home and says, I was driving and I was a wreck, I was a passenger and I was in a wreck, or any situation like that. And then to also make sure that you have the right kind of coverage that's going to make sure you and your family are safe and you can get the medical care that you deserve, to make sure that, everything's going to come out all right in the end. So it's kind of a depressing topic, brain injuries, but they happen a lot more than we think. The technology from the NFL, coming out with the helmet-to-helmet hits and various things like that is really helping this industry become a lot more popular and it become more mainstream. And insurance companies are starting to realize that these injuries are serious. So again, Seth Smiley from the Smiley Law Firm here with another edition of the Parents of Teen Drivers Facebook group. Please feel free to comment or post or send direct messages to us as you see fit, and we'll be back with another edition soon. Thank you.